So the question is, what caused it? What caused this extra 4 billion of the, or over the extra 4,000 per ton, over the 2,000 per ton? And I look at the details of it. Some of them is public information already. Some of them are not. There are 5 causes of this additional loss from 2,000 up to 6,000. This additional loss, okay. One is because of the huge amount of rice in the hand of the government. Anything in the hand of government up to 4 million or 6 million tons, when you sell it, you normally have less bargaining power in the market, and the price always come down lower than when you originally take the mortgage. That's one reason. This is not a corruption, but it's a cost of the scheme which is not supposed to lose if you don't do it. Okay. Secondly, when a big amount of rice is in the hands of government, it takes time to unload it, and as it takes time to unload it, after a year, some of the rice is spoiled. Some of the rice is become broken, spoiled, and the quality is deteriorated. This deterioration of quality of rice causes the reduction of price as well. Okay, this is not a corruption, but it's the negative effect of the scheme, which not supposed to happen at all if you don't do it. Okay. Thirdly, there are in selling this huge amount of rice in the past, it is the fact that no matter what government handle it in the past, there are some crooks, politicians together with some merchant get together and find a way to take control of the bidding of the rice sold by the government, and push the market price down and make profit out of it. This is definitely corruption motive. Okay. Also, another corruption practice is that when you sell the rice, finally it was found out that the amount of rice mortgage is really not in shortage. There are some amount missing, and it's found out that the amount missing was caused by the fake warehouse receipt. And this fake warehouse receipt, is a total loss for that amount. This is also a corruption motive, okay? And the last reason is the interest cost. When you sell a huge amount of rice, it takes time. Why it takes time? The payment much. 5 reasons at the loss from 2,000 baht per ton to about 6,000 baht per ton. And
Pridiyathorn, are you still on the line with us?
Seems we have lost the signal. Well, continuing on first, we hope we can get Kun Pridiyathorn on the line with us later. Southeast Asian nations launched a nearly $500 million fund on Saturday to build infrastructure, pooling resources in hopes of closing the gap between the dynamic region and major wealthy economies. In a step toward an ambitious goal of regional economic integration by 2015, finance ministers of the ASEAN bloc said the fund would offer loans to build roads, railways, and other projects without direct foreign assistance. Ministers signed the pact in Washington on the sidelines of annual World Bank and IMF meetings. Despite booming growth rates and world-famous buildings, ASEAN on a per capita basis lags behind major advanced nations in access to highways, railways, clean water, and electricity. The ASEAN Infrastructure Fund will start with $485.2 million and aims to finance 6 projects a year. By 2020, ASEAN hopes the fund will offer $4 billion in loans, and that is total leverage will be worth more than $13 billion. The fund will be based in Malaysia, the biggest contributor, with a $150 million initial investment. Indonesia is the second largest contributor with $120 million. The Asian Development Bank, the Manila-based regional financial institution to which Japan and the United States are the largest contributors, will provide $150 million and eventually offer 70% of financing for the fund. The ADB will administer the fund and ensure that all investments are financially sound, the bank's president Haruhiko Kuruda said. Myanmar will not initially participate in the fund, but may join in the future, ASEAN officials said. Myanmar, earlier known as Burma, is one of the least developed members of the bloc, and its military-backed government has long posed a dilemma for regional integration. Thailand will not take part immediately, as it must go through domestic procedures, but it is expected to join, said ASEAN Chief Surin. In creating the fund, ASEAN members studied developed nations and understood that one of the main ingredients for a successful economy is a sufficient, reliable, appropriate, and well-maintained infrastructure, said Indonesian Finance Minister, whose country is the current ASEAN chair. The fund will help ensure the 600 million people who call our region home will have greater access to energy, clean water, and sanitation, as well as better forms of transportation, he said.
And back on the line with us is M.R.Pridiyathorn, former finance minister and former Bank of Thailand governor. Good afternoon, Kun Pridiyathorn. Can you hear us?
Kun Pridiyathorn, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes, Kun Pridiyathorn. Just a few moments ago, you were summing up the projected loss of 250 billion baht, telling us where those this sums up how this loss was created. And can you tell us, practically speaking, will the government be able to mortgage every grain of rice, and is there even enough budget to do so?
Okay. What I told you is just draw the experience in the past to second crops, mortgage in 2551 and 255.
Yes.
But now, this time the amount of rice mortgage will be much higher. They say that they take it all, which is for the first crop is about 25 million tons, which is 5 times of the amount that ever mortgage back in the history. Okay. When the amount is just 5 times and the price is as high as 15,000 or 5,000 over the market price, with this kind of high price and high amount, almost all of the rice will be mortgaged and will be left for the government to handle the sale. Now, when 25 million tons of rice is left for the government to handle the sale, definitely the price of rice would come down. Anytime the government would like to sell, the price of rice would come down. Also, if it takes time to unload all this amount, once you take time, the deterioration of quality become another factor that push the price down, interest costs, and of course, another thing that everyone worried is the practice by some, by some crook politician or merchant getting together and find a way to take control of the bidding of the price from the government. That would be another thing which press all the price down. So the price would be pressed down, and finally, the difference between the cost of rice mortgage and the selling price will not be 5,000, but will be much more than 5,000 per ton. Okay, and according to a rough estimation, if it's 5,000 per ton, out of the 27 million, 25 or 27 million tons that will be mortgaged, the loss will be minimum 5,000, which is 125. But if you add all those additional costs, it can go up to as high as 8,000 per ton easily. You look at the past when the mortgage price was 2,000 over the market price, the total loss ended up at 6,000 per ton. This time the mortgage price is about 5,000 over the market price. So the total loss can easily escalate to 8,000 baht per ton. You calculate by, if you multiply by 25 or 27, it can go up easily to 200,000 at least, or can even become 250,000. If you add interest into it as well.
Right. Kun Pridiyathorn, from your perspective, if it's not the rice pledging scheme, then what are the best ways that the government can help Thai farmers?
There are other ways, but it takes 2 hours to talk. Okay, not in time. Not in time on this broadcast. Anyway.
Perhaps shortly.
There are ways. Okay, there are ways to help the farmers, help them get the higher income. But without having to lose additional budget for those undesirable causes. But the government must decide to do that first. But I heard that the government decide to do rice mortgage only because of certain reason that I don't know. You have to find out.
I see. Thank you for joining us today, Kun Pridiyathorn.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate your input and your time.